Shalom, Israel. We greet you in the name of our God, Yahweh, and His Son, Yahweh Shah. We're glad to be here with you on the 7th to bring to you another lesson. A lesson that's very important because there are some things that's going on that we need to fix, especially in the church. We have, the people in the church and the pastors and everyone, and they're always talking about 10%. But I have never seen 10% in the Bible. I've seen a tenth, but I've never seen 10%. And that was to the Levites. And so we're going to have to get a little discussion going on with these scriptures today so we can get some clarification on who it is that are supposed to be paying these tithes and who are supposed to be collecting these tithes. And so the title for our lesson today is Stop Letting the Church Pimp You. Yeah, I said it. And I don't care who don't like it. Stop letting the church pimp you. And so this evening we have Brother Yoram with us, as well as Sister Hanaya, and I am the prophet Shem. And so we're going to get off into these lessons today with the scriptures, starting off with Brother Yoram. He's going to look in the book of Malachi, chapter 3, and we're going to see what he says on those scriptures. So without any further ado or any interruptions, let's begin. Shoot your shot, brother.
Malachi chapter 3 and verse 8. Will a man rob God? Yet ye have robbed me. But ye say, wherein have we robbed thee? In tithes and offerings.
Okay, read.
Ye are cursed with a curse, for ye have robbed me, even this whole nation.
Even this whole nation. It says, will a man rob God? Yet. How will you rob me? He say, but wherein have we robbed you? Because Yahweh is asking a question. And so we got to get the response, and it's like, it says, but ye say, wherein have ye robbed thee? In tithe and in offering. And it says, ye are cursed with a curse, for ye have robbed me, even this whole nation. And so what it's saying, it's not saying what the preachers tell you about will a man rob God, because then who are they talking to? The preachers are talking about you. They're talking about you not paying your tithes. They want to collect tithes every Sunday or every other Sunday. And so he's asking you a question. The pastors are asking you, and that's the scripture that they always bring up. Will a man rob God of tithe and offerings? Will you not pay your offering? Why are you not paying your offering? Why are you not paying your tithes and all that stuff? So he's making you feel guilty. He's putting you on a guilt trip already because he's giving you what? Inadequate doctrine. And he's treating you just like a pimp would treat a prostitute. That's why this lesson is entitled, Stop Letting the Church Pimp You, because that's what's happening. Read, brother. Read 10.
Bring ye all the tithes unto the storehouse.
He says, bring all the tithes into the storehouse. Read.
That there may be meat. Well, herewith says the Lord of hosts, if I will not open you the windows of heaven and pour you out of blessing, that there shall not be room enough to receive it.
You see, what the pastors are telling you is totally different than what this scripture is saying. This scripture is talking what? He's talking to the Israelites. And he's talking to the Israelites about why you robbing me? Why you not doing what I tell you to do? I told you to take care of the Levites because they didn't have an inheritance. Because why? Because they were what? They were the Levitical priests, and they were doing what? They were worried about taking care of the tabernacle. And so they didn't have jobs, and they didn't have this, and they didn't have that. So Yahweh was making sure that you brought all your tithe to the storehouse. and you gave it to the Levitical priest. Because if you got a pastor in your church right now today, and he's not a Levite, and he's collecting tithes, he's pimping you. You see what I'm saying? He's doing a lot of pimping, because it says, bring the tithes into the storehouse, that there may be meat in mine house. And prove me now herewith, saith the Lord of hosts, if I will not open you what? If he won't bless you for what? Obeying him. That's what Yahweh Shah is saying. He's saying, if you do what I tell you, I'm going to open up the windows of heaven. I'm going to pour you out some blessings that you're not going to even be able to comprehend. Because you what? You're obeying me. You are taking care of your brothers and your sisters. You are obeying me and not man, because man is not putting that in. He's not telling you what it is that God is telling you to do. He's only trying to pad his pockets, you see? And so we have to get an understanding on what these scriptures are saying, because I don't care what church you go to, every church that you go to, that is the scripture that is going to be read. To me, I look at it as a guilt trip scripture. The scripture to make you feel bad. He said, bring all the tithes to the storehouse so there'll be meat in my house. How in the world you're going to be paying tithes when they say you're supposed to do it once a year or once every 3 years? So if you grow on a crop, are you going to be able to grow that crop every week or every 2 weeks? You're going to be able to get something from that seed you planted? No. It takes at least a year for you to be able to what? Harvest what you have planted. For that stuff to grow from that seed. And so how do it feel when you're going out? You might be on a fixed income. Or you might what? Go out and have a job, and you might have bills to pay. Your first fruits, don't believe that stuff about your first fruit is to take your money to the church, because that's dumb and stupid. Your first fruit is to pay your bills. That's why Yahweh Shah gave you a job, so that you can be able to adequately survive and pay your bills. And whatever you have left, if you want to have a good will offering, a free will offering, or a hoard offering, then you are welcome to do so. But there is no pressure on you to be giving the church any money. Because what about your survival? What about the bills that you have to pay? What you supposed to do? Neglect your bills to give it to the church? No, that's not true. Read what you have, sister.
Nehemiah chapter 13, verse 10.
Read.
And I perceived that the portions of the Levites had not been given them.
See? You had been disobeying. That's what he was talking about in the book of Malachi 3 and 8. What a man robbed God of tithe and offerings. Because the Levite was not getting their portion. Read, sister.
For the Levites and the singers that did the work were fled every one to his field.
Read.
Then contended I with the rulers and said, why is the house of God forsaken?
Why is the house of God forsaken? Read.
And I gathered them together and set them in their place.
See, he gathering them together and setting them in their place. He's trying to let you know what it is that he's telling you that you're supposed to be doing. Because you're not doing what it is that God is telling you to do. You're not taking your tithes and all that stuff and bringing it to the storehouse so that the people may be able to have food, so the less fortunate may be able to have some things to help them out. But no, you're taking them to the church and you're giving them to the pastor. And so he's padding his pocket. He's making sure that his house is full so there can be meat to eat. But he's not concerned about what's going on in your household, because your household is not important to him. Only his household is important for him, because his agenda is different than what it is that God has for the Levites. Read.
Verse 12. Then brought all Judah the tithe of the corn.
The tithe of what?
The tithe of the corn.
No, the tithe of money.
The tithe of the corn.
Read.
And the new wine.
And
the slack and the oil unto the treasuries.
You see? Where is it in there that is saying anything about some money? Tell me anywhere it is in the Bible, in this chapter, in this verse, in this book, that is talking about money. That is only one way that it turns itself into money, and we're going to get into that as we continue to read these scriptures. But already you should be getting an understanding of what's going on. There's some manipulation. There's a lot of incorrect things that's going on, brothers and sisters. There's a lot of things that grandmama and granddaddy, auntie, and all those people, there's a lot of things that they've been letting get by. And now they know it, and they still go right along with what that pastor's doing, and they know it. And so they're going to suffer some things as well, you see, because it's not right what they're doing. Read.
Genesis chapter 7, verse 11.
Genesis 7 and 11. Read, sister.
In the 600th year of Noah's life, in the second month, the 7th day of the month, 17th day of the month, the same day were all the fountains of the great deep broken up, and windows of heaven were opened.
Read 12.
12. And the rain was and the rain was upon the earth.
And the rain was upon the earth. That's what? What is going on right now? The flood is going on. Read.
40 days and 40 nights.
You see? The flood is going on right now. What's happening? The world is what? It's being destroyed. This is during the time when he's telling Noah to gather all his sons and his son's wife and his wife and one of the animals of each kind and put in there, because he's getting ready to shut the doors and the windows to the ark. And all that's left out, they're going to perish in this flood. Read.
Proverbs chapter 3, verse 9 and 10. It reads, honor the Lord with thy substance.
With thy what?
Substance.
Read.
And with the first fruits.
And with the first fruit. That is the first fruit that come up of your crops. Read.
Of all thine increase.
Of all thy things that you have planted. Read.
10. So shall thy barns be filled.
So shall the house be full.
With plenty.
And
thy presses shall burst out with new wine.
You're going to have so much stuff in there. You ain't going to be lacking for nothing. If you do it the way that Yahweh tells you to do it, you ain't going to be lacking for nothing. You're going to have all the food in your barn. You're going to have all the new wines and the presses and everything in there. And it's not talking about no money. It's talking about what you've cultivated from the land. It's talking about the crops. It's talking about the animals. It's talking about the fruits and berries and herbs and all those things that culminates you being able to put food in the barn. For what? For survival. Read.
Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 8.
Read.
The Lord shall command the blessing upon thee.
See? He's commanding us for these things to happen so it can be what?
The Lord shall command the blessing upon thee.
The blessings upon thee. Read.
In thy storehouses.
In the storehouses.
And in all that thou settest thy hand.
Everything what, my brother? Read. Read that again.
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 8.
Read.
The Lord shall command the blessing upon thee.
The Lord shall command the blessing upon thee.
In thy storehouses.
Put it all in the storehouses.
And in all that thou settest thy hand unto, and he shall bless thee in the land which the Lord thy God giveth thee.
After your crops is ready, everything that you gather, how you gather it? You got to gather it with what? You got to gather it with your hands. You got to gather all this stuff with your hand. Okay, the Lord shall command thee blessings upon thee in thy storehouse, and in all that thou sittest thine hand unto, and he shall bless thee in the land which the Lord thy God giveth you. What is the land that the Lord thy God is going to give us? It's going to give us Jerusalem. That's what it is that he's talking about. Everything is going to be plentiful. The barns are going to be full. Nobody's going to be wanting for anything. The Levites will be taken care of because they already have a duty to do. Because what God says that you are my portion, that he's telling the Levites. Read.
Numbers chapter 18, verse 20.
Read.
And the Lord spake unto Aaron.
And the Lord spake unto Aaron. Who is Aaron? Aaron is Moses' brother, and he is what? One of the priests. Read.
Thou shalt have no inheritance.
Thou shalt have no inheritance
in their land.
In their land.
Neither shalt thou have any part among them.
They ain't gonna have nothing. Read.
I am thy part.
I am thy part, the Lord says. Read.
And thy inheritance among thy children of Israel.
He said, read that again, sister.
20. And the Lord spake unto Aaron.
Thou
shalt have no inheritance in their land.
Thou shalt have no inheritance in the land. Read.
Neither shalt thou have any part among them.
Nothing. Read.
I am thy part.
I am your part. I'm going to make sure that you get what you get. I'm going to supply all of what? Your needs. I'm going to supply it. So don't you worry. I'm going to supply your needs. Read.
And thy inheritance among the children of Israel.
And the children of Israel is going to do what? They're going to do their part to make sure that the barns are full, because that is a commandment from Yahweh, that they do their part in giving a tenth of that crop to the Levites. Give it to Aaron so Aaron can store it up, because he's a Levitical priest. He's the only one that's qualified to accept or collect the tithes. Read.
Verse 21. And behold, I have given the children of Levi all the tenth.
I have given the children of Levi what?
All the tenth.
All the tenth. Read.
In Israel for an inheritance.
For
their service.
Read.
Which they serve, even the service of the tabernacle of the congregation.
See, they got work to do. The Levitical priest, they got work to do. Read that again, my sister. Read 21 again.
Verse 21. And behold, I have given the children of Levi all the tenth. All the tenth. In Israel.
In Israel.
For an inheritance.
See, he has given the Levites everything in Israel. He's given them what? A tenth of everything. Read.
For their service.
For their service, for doing what, sister? Read.
Which they serve, even the service of the tabernacle of the congregation.
See, they're taking care of the people. They're making sure the people are holy. They're making sure the people are doing what it is that thus says Yahweh. Read.
22. Neither must the children of Israel henceforth come nigh the tabernacle of the congregation, lest they bear sin and die.
Read that again, sister.
Neither must the children of Israel henceforth come nigh the tabernacle of the congregation.
Don't come without something. Read.
Lest they bear sin and die.
Because if you're not doing what it is that Yahweh is telling you to do, you are going to die. It's simple here. You are going to die. Read.
23. But the Levites shall do the service of the tabernacle of the congregation.
They shall do all the work inside of the church. Read.
And they shall bear their iniquity.
And they shall deal with whatever it is that they're going through.
It shall be statute forever throughout your generations.
Read.
That among the children of Israel they have no inheritance.
See, they don't have no inheritance. And it says what? Throughout what, sister?
Their generation.
What is going on over there today? They're struggling. They're suffering throughout their generation. So that lets you know that this word is true, because the same thing that this Bible is saying right now, the Levites are going through the same thing over in the land that they are in today. They're struggling. Read.
Verse 24.
Uh-huh.
But the tithes of the children of Israel,
Read.
which they offer as an heave offering,
Read.
unto the Lord, I have given to the Levites to inherit.
You see? See? It ain't nobody else that's getting this offering. Ain't nobody else that's getting this tenth. Ain't nobody else that's getting these tithes but the Levites. Read.
Therefore I have said unto them, among the children of Israel.
He's talking to the children of Israel. Read.
They should have no inheritance.
They should have no inheritance. Read, sister.
25. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying.
What did he say to Moses, sister? Read.
Thus speak unto the Levites, and say unto them, when ye take of the children of Israel, the tithe which I have given you from them for your inheritance.
Read.
Then ye shall offer up an heap of offering of it for the Lord, even a tenth part of the tithe.
It's like a sacrifice. You see? Read that again, sister.
26. Thus speak unto the Levites.
Talk to the Levites.
Say unto them. When ye take of the children of Israel.
When you take of the things that the children of Israel are giving you, the tithe, read.
The tithe which I have given you.
From
them your inheritance.
From them your inheritance.
Then ye shall offer up an heave offering.
Offer up a heave offering to who, sister?
Of it for the Lord God, even a tenth part of the tithe.
You see, they only have one commitment, and that is to Yahweh. They have one commitment, and those heave offerings are like sacrificial offerings that they are giving. They don't owe it back. No one is giving them anything or a tenth of anything, and they having to go and pay it back. They only owe and have an obligation. What? It's to the what? The tabernacle, the congregation. You see? And then what? They're going to show Yahushua how much they appreciate what it is that he's doing for them, because we have to remember, he says that he is their portion. And so that's what it's all about, brothers and sisters. It ain't about no money. It ain't about just anybody be able to go to this church and start taking tithes. That's a lie, and that's a false doctrine. Read.
Deuteronomy chapter 14, verse 22. Thou shalt truly tithe all the increase of thy seed.
They should truly do what, sister?
Tithe all the increase of thy seed.
Everything. Read.
That the field bringeth forth year by year.
Wait a minute. What are you talking about the field? I need some money. I need some greenbacks. I need somebody to give me some money. Suppose you was to go to church one Sunday and give your pastor a basket of fruit on the day you're supposed to go pay tithes. Suppose you give him a bushel of corn. Suppose you give him some wine freshly from the wine press. Suppose you bring him a lamb that has no blemishes. What do you think your pastor's gonna say then? Read, sister.
Verse 23. And thou shalt eat before the Lord thy God.
You should have a feast. You should have a gathering before the Lord. Read.
In the place which he shall choose to place his name there.
What is that? That is what? Jerusalem. Read.
Thy tithe of the corn.
Thy tithe of what?
Thy tithe of the corn.
Are you sure you reading right over there, sister? You mean to tell me that there's no money?
Thy tithe of the corn.
Read.
Of thy wine. And of thy oil.
Read.
And of the firstling of thy herds. And of thy flocks, that thou mayest learn to fear the Lord thy God always.
Learn to obey God. That's what this is saying. obey him. And when you obey him, he's going to do what? Open up the windows of heaven and pour you out blessings that you're not able to receive. Your barns will be full with meat so that you may sit down and what? And sup. Read.
Verse 24.
Uh-huh.
And if the way be too long.
Now we're finna get to this thing about this money thing. Read.
For thee, so that thou art not able to carry it, or if the place be too far from thee, which the Lord thy God shall choose to set his name there, when the Lord thy God hath blessed thee.
Now I want you to pay close attention. Read, sister.
25. Then shall thou turn it into money.
Then shall I turn it into what?
Into money.
Then shall I turn it into money. Read. After what? If I got too much, if I got too many animals, if I got too much stuff to carry, what do I do, sister? Read.
And bind up the money in thine hand.
Put that money in my hand. Read.
And shalt thou select, and shall go into the place which the Lord thy God shall choose.
It's for every year trip to Jerusalem. That is where God has chosen you to go on to take this stuff that you have. And what? If you don't have the way, if it's too far for you, if it's too hard for you or difficult, or you have too much, then you turn it into what? That means that you sell everything that you have and you bind that money up in your hand. And you do what now, Sister? Read.
26. And thou shalt bestow that money for whatsoever thy soul lusteth.
So what's happening now is now we've in Jerusalem. Now we made it to Jerusalem. So what we got to do? We got to buy that stuff back. Read.
For oxen.
Uh-huh.
Or for sheep.
Whatever it is you want. This is what it's talking about. Read.
Or for wine.
Uh-huh.
Or for strong drink.
Read.
Or for whatsoever thy soul desires.
Uh-huh.
And thou shalt eat there before the Lord thy God, and thou shalt rejoice, thou and thine household.
Uh-huh. See, this one it turns into money. This only one time that it tithes or 10 is changed in money. It's when you don't have enough, when you don't have a way to take all of those animals and all the crop and all the oils and everything that you have. If it's the way is too far for you, then before you start on your journey to Jerusalem, you take those things and you go and sell those things. And you take that money and you bind that money up in your hand. And once you get to Jerusalem, you take that money and you buy whatever it is that your heart desire, and you take it back to where? Read that again, sister.
Verse 26. And thou shalt bestow thy money for whatsoever thy soul lusteth
Read.
after.
That's right. Read.
For oxen, or for sheep,
Yes.
or for wine,
Read.
or for strong drink, or for whatsoever thy soul desireth, and thou shalt eat there before the Lord thy God, and thou shalt rejoice, thou and thy household.
Have a feast when you get there. You finna start having some fun. You done been on this long journey. You done obeyed God. You done put the fear. You know what? That's what it means to fear God. It means when you fear him, you obeying him. And now you've done all the things that he has required of you. Now you finna get back and have a feast. And you guys gonna sit down and y'all gonna have a feast. Y'all gonna have some strong drink. Y'all gonna have some food. Y'all gonna have fun. Read, sister.
Verse 27.
Uh-huh.
And the Levite that is within thy gates.
And the Levite that is within thy gates.
Thou shalt not forsake him.
Y'all, you don't forget what you have to do. Don't forget your obligation to the Levites. Read.
For he hath no part nor inheritance with thee.
So you got to take care of him. You cannot forsake what it is that Yahweh has told you that you need to be doing for the Levites. Read 29 for me, sister.
Verse 29. And the Levite because he hath no part nor inheritance with thee, and the stranger, and the fatherless,
Read.
and the widow, which are within thy gates, shall come and shall eat and be satisfied.
Read.
That the Lord thy God may bless thee in all the work of thine hand which thou doest.
See, you did what God told you to do. Now he's telling you to take care of those orphans, those widows, and all the less fortunate. So there's a lot of orphans and less fortunate people that's coming to your church, preacher, pimp. But you're not doing this right here. You're not doing what thus says Yahweh. You're taking advantage of people. You're taking some people that are less fortunate, and you are just really doing them all kinds of ways. And that's not what it is that Yahweh is telling you. So I know that you don't believe or feel God because you're not obeying him. You are low life, dirty, rotten dog. Yeah, that's what I said about you preachers. You're a low life, rotten, dirty dog. Read, brother.
Leviticus chapter 27 and verse 30.
Read.
And all the tithe
And all the tithes
of the land, whether of the seed of the land.
Read that again, brother.
Leviticus chapter 27 verse 30. And all the tithe of the land.
And all the tithe of the land.
Whether of the seed of the land. Or of the fruit of the tree.
Still ain't came around to what you got to be bringing on money. It still ain't telling me that. Read.
Is the Lord, it is holy unto the Lord.
Read 30 again for me, brother.
Leviticus chapter 27 verse 30. And all the tithe of the land.
And all the tithes of the land. Read.
Whether of the seed.
Wherever you planted the seeds at.
Of the land. Or of the fruit of the tree.
The fruits of the trees.
Is the Lord's it. Is holy unto the Lord.
All those things are holy unto the Lord. Why? Because you are doing what it is that he told you to do. So what that make you? If you're doing what it is that Yahweh is telling you to do, that make you what? That make you holy. That make you holy, brothers and sisters. If you're doing what it is that says Yahweh. Read.
And if a man will at all redeem aught of his tithes, he shall add thereto the fifth part thereof.
See what I'm saying? It's always, I ain't seen where it say no money yet. Read.
And concerning the tithe of the herd
of the animals, read.
Or the flock, even whatsoever passeth under the rod,
read.
The tenth shall be holy unto the Lord.
You see, because why? You're doing a holy work. You're doing a righteous work for Yahweh. You are obeying him. You are remembering the thing that he has told you to do. Not like some other people that are contrary and disobedient to what Yahweh is saying. But now you are become what? A holy people. You are set apart now. Because you are in obedience to what the word is saying. Read.
He shall not search whether it be good or bad.
Whether it be good or bad.
Neither shall he change it.
You ain't got no business doing nothing other than what you're supposed to be doing. Read.
And if he change it at all, then both it. So the change thereof shall be holy.
See? Everything that he do, even if he change it thereof, that means what? If he's adding on more so than what's required of him. See? Read.
It shall not be redeemed.
It ain't gonna never be redeemed. You ain't got to worry about nothing. See, you ain't doing none of these things in order to be able to get something back. You're doing these things to be able to be obedient to what Yahweh is telling you. That's what's happening. Read.
These are the commandments.
These are what?
These are the commandments.
Read.
Which the Lord commanded Moses for the children of Israel in Mount Sinai.
When he was up there, how many days? 40 days and 40 nights. The people got so impatient and everything, and they started doing all sorts of things, building golden calves and everything else. But these are the laws that Yahweh gave Moses when he was up where? On the Mount of Sinai, receiving the instructions to give to the Israelites. Read, sister.
Leviticus chapter 18, verse 26.
Read.
Ye shall therefore keep my statutes and my judgments, and shall not commit any of these abominations, neither any of your own nation, nor any stranger that sojourneth among you.
I don't care who it is. I don't care where they're from. I don't care where you are. Read that again, sister.
Yes. Leviticus chapter 18, verse 26. Ye shall therefore keep my statutes.
Keep his statute. What? The one that he went up and got from Mount Sinai. What? From Yahweh. Read.
And my judgments.
And you know what? The things that can happen to you if you don't keep these that I gave you. Read.
And shall not commit any of these abominations.
No abomination. Because remember, you are holy. You've been set apart because you've been doing the things that were required of you. So don't start doing abominable things because you're coming into the midst of strangers and other people. Stay the course. Read.
Neither any of our nation, nor any stranger that sojourneth among you.
Read. Stay consistent with what it is that you're supposed to be doing. Read. Read, my brother.
Deuteronomy chapter 12 and verse 5.
Deuteronomy chapter 12 and verse 5. Read.
But unto the praise.
But until what?
But unto the praise.
Read that again.
Deuteronomy chapter 12 and verse 5.
Read, brother.
But unto the praise which the Lord your God shall choose out of all your tribes.
That's right. Read.
To put his name.
To put his name. Read.
There, even unto his habitation. Shall ye seek, and thither thou shalt come.
See? You got to keep doing what he tell you to do. You can't stop. You have to stay consistent. You have to stay consistent because we're looking for what? We're looking for holiness. We're looking to keep the consistency of being holy. What is that holiness? It's being set apart from the others because he's telling you, don't be like the strangers or even the ones that's from your own nation. Do not be like them. Stay consistent. Stay on point with what I have commanded you, says Yahweh. Read.
And thither ye shall bring your burnt offering, and your sacrifices, and your tithes.
And I still haven't heard anything about any money yet. Read.
And have offerings.
And heave offerings
of your hand.
That's your work. That's the work that you've been doing, brother. Read.
And your vows. And your free will offering.
See, the free will offering. It's an offering where nobody it's not requiring anything or demanding anything from you. You either give it or you don't give it, because you have to remember that you've already did what Yahweh Shah told you, because now everything you've done has already been counted as holiness. Read.
and the firstlings
Uh-huh.
of your herds
Uh-huh.
and of your flocks.
See, I haven't heard anything about any money but once in all these scriptures that we have read pertaining to tithing. So why is always about money in the church? Because you are being pimped. And I hope tonight, after some of you so-called, I'm not going to say Christian, I have to say Christianity, because Christianity is a man-made doctrine. But when we look at as a Christian, they are the ones that did what the disciples did. They followed Yahushua. Christians follow Yahushua. Christianity follows man. Read.
2 Chronicles chapter 31, verse 4 and 5.
Uh-huh.
Moreover,
Read.
he commanded the people that dwelt in Jerusalem
Uh-huh.
to give the portion.
To give the what?
To give the portion.
To give the portion
Of the priests.
Of the what?
Of the priests.
Of the priests.
And the Levites.
And the Levites.
That they might be encouraged in the law of the Lord.
That they may continue to do what it is that they're already doing. Taking care of the tabernacle. Taking care of the congregation. That they make, what, sister? Read that again.
Yes, verse 4. Moreover, he commanded the people that dwelt in Jerusalem to give the portion of the priests and the Levites that they might be encouraged in the law of the Lord.
That they may continue to do a good work. Encouraging them. Edifying, making sure that they what? That they keep doing what it is that they're doing. In the law of the Lord. You see? I still haven't heard nothing about any money yet. Read.
Verse 5. And as soon as the commandment came abroad.
And as soon as the commandment was what established, read.
The children of Israel brought in abundance the first fruit of corn, wine,
yes,
and oil, and honey, and of all the increase of the field.
All the increase of what?
Of the field.
All of the increase of the field. Of the field. Do you get it? The field. Read.
And the tithe of all things brought they in abundance.
And they brought a whole bunch of it. They brought as much as they can carry. They brought it in abundance. You see, I still haven't heard anything about money, Mr. Pimp. I still haven't heard it yet. So would somebody please explain something to me? Is why these churches, my brother, why is they continue to holler about will a man rob God? And then when they holler about will a man rob God, they want to put money on it. Because they are shrewd and crafty deceivers, and they are very manipulative, and that's the same thing that a pimp does. Read.
Nehemiah chapter 10 and verse 35. And to bring the first fruits.
And to bring the first fruit. That's the first stuff that you gather together after your crop have came what? They ready to be harvest now. You bring in the first part of that. Read.
Of all ground.
Of all the what?
And to bring the first fruits of all ground.
Read that again. Start at 35, 10 and 35, brother. Read that for me again.
Nehemiah chapter 10, verse 35. And to bring the first fruits of all ground.
And bring the first fruits of the ground. That's your crops. Read.
And the first fruits of all fruit of all trees. Year by year.
Every week.
Year by year.
Read.
Unto the house of the Lord.
See, the house of the Lord is where? Is in Israel. And you what? You're making that trip, what, once a year? You're bringing it to the house of the Lord, year by year. Not every week, not every other week, not every 3 weeks, not once a month, but once a year. I still haven't heard anything about money again. Have you, brother? Have you, sister? I haven't heard anything else yet. Read.
Also, the firstborn of our sons and of our cattle,
Read.
as it is written in the law, and the firstlings of our herds and of our flocks,
Read.
to bring to the house of our God.
To bring it where?
To bring to the house of our God.
No, bring it to the preacher.
To bring to the house of God.
Read.
Unto the priest.
Until who?
Unto the priest.
Until the priest. Read.
That minister in the house of our God.
Who are they? They are the Levites. See? They're the Levites. Read.
Amos chapter 4, verse 4.
Read, sister.
Come to Bethel.
Come to where?
Come to Bethel.
Come to Bethel.
And transgress at Gilgal.
Read.
Multiply transgression.
Read.
And bring your sacrifices.
Bring your what?
Bring your sacrifices.
Bring your sacrifices.
Every morning.
Every when?
Every morning.
Every morning you bring your sacrifices, not your tenth, not your tithe. Read.
And your tithes after 3 years.
After how many years?
3 years.
After 3 years. Remember I told you earlier, it's either you do it every year or you do it what? Once every 3 years. Read.
Verse 5. And offer and sacrifice of thanksgiving. With leaven. And proclaim and publish the free offering.
See, a free offering. Read.
For this liketh you, O ye children of Israel, saith the Lord of God.
See, this is Yahweh that's saying this stuff. He say a free will. If Yahweh is not putting no pressure on you, why come the pimp is over in the churches trying to put all this pressure on you? In some churches, if you get behind on your tithe, they'll send you a letter in the mail. And if you got a office in the church, or you dealing with some of the auxiliaries in the church, and you're not paying your tithes, and you behind on your tithe, you might lose your position. And you know, positions is a big thing to people in the church because everybody wants to be in charge of something. So they'll go broke, so they won't lose their position. Read.
Matthew chapter 6, verse 1.
Read.
Take heed that ye do not your alms before men.
Don't do it in front of folks. Read.
To be seen of them.
Because what?
Otherwise have ye no reward of your Father which is in heaven.
You ain't gonna get no reward if you going around, well, I did this and I gave that. That's what they do in church when they be openly saying how much somebody paid in tithes. They are what? They are openly boasting, and what? They've already received their reward. Read, sister.
Verse 2. Therefore, when thou doest thine alms, do not sound a trumpet.
Do not go around running your mouth and talking about it. Read.
Before thee, as the hypocrites do.
That's what those hypocrites do. They go around, boy, and they do anything for you. They give something, but they're gonna make sure everybody know it, so they can walk around with their chest puffed out, acting like they sow this and sow that. But really, they've already received what it is they gonna get. Read.
In the synagogues and in the streets, that they may have glory of men.
You see, everybody want to be looked upon by men as being something, but nobody want to do what it is that Yahweh Shah is telling them to do. They want to do what man said. They want to get the pleasure and the accolades from man and not God. Read.
Verily I say unto you, they have their reward. Read. But when thou doest alms,
Uh-huh.
let not thy left hand know what the right hand doeth.
Don't you ain't gotta be going around telling everybody stuff. Keep it to yourself. Because this is the scripture where it's getting down. He's gonna tell you why you should keep it to yourself. That you should what? Keep it in secret. Read.
For that thine alms may be in secret, and thy Father which seeth in secret,
nobody supposed to know it but you and your God. Read.
Himself shall reward thee openly.
See, He's going to give you the blessing. He's going to give you the accolades. See? What are those accolades? Waking you up in the morning, giving you an opportunity to have a job, a car, a house, a nice family. Those are the things. But the world, they want monetarily things. Just like the church wants those tithes. But God has a different way of dealing with you. Because His way is the best way. Read.
Matthew chapter 23 and verse 23.
Read.
Woe unto you, scribes and Pharisees.
He say, woe unto you, scribes and Pharisees. Read.
Hypocrites.
For
ye pay tithe of mint and anise, and cumin, and have omitted the later matters of the law.
Read.
Judgment, mercy, and faith. These ought ye to have done, and not to leave the other undone.
You see what you're supposed to have had. You're supposed to have people mercy, faith. You know what I'm saying? Doing a good work. You ain't supposed to be manipulating, doing it, dogging these folks and stuff, doing these people that ain't how they got nothing, doing them any kind of way. Because you done messed up their mentality. You done gave them a false doctrine. It's sad. It's a sad commentary. But then again, you deserve what you get because you ain't got no business in them churches. They tell you to get out of them churches. I ain't built with none. I ain't coming around and dealing with them churches that made what? With hands. Because what do them hands do? All them hands do is be stressed out, waiting for somebody to put something in it, but you don't never see them putting something in the barn or the storehouse where there will be meat, where there will be food, where you can be able to help someone be able to get through when they're going through some hard times. Read, sister.
Hebrews chapter 7, verse 1. For this Melchizedek, king of Salem, priest of the Most High God,
Read.
Who met Abraham.
After when?
Who met Abraham returning from the slaughter of the kings.
See, Abraham had to went out there and killed everybody and took their stuff. Now he's coming back to do what? Read.
And bless him.
And he did what? He gave Melchizedek what?
For this Melchizedek, king of Salem, priest of the Most High God, who met Abraham returning from the slaughter of the kings, and blessed him.
Gave him some stuff, read.
To whom also Abraham gave a 10th part of all, first being by interpretation, king of righteousness, and after that also king of Salem, which is king of peace.
Okay, read.
Without father, without mother, without descent, having neither beginning of days, nor end of life, but made like unto the Son of God, abideth a priest continually.
See, Melchizedek was what? He was a just and holy and righteous man. And Abraham was paying homage to him by giving him what? Some of the spoils of war. Read.
4. Now consider how great this man was, unto whom even the patriarch Abraham gave the tenth of the spoils.
Gave a tenth of the spoils. Spoils of war, read.
And verily, they that are the sons of Levi.
See, the son, you cannot get around that. They that are the sons of Levi.
Who receive the office of the priesthood.
Who receive the office of the priesthood, read.
Have a commandment to take these tithes of the people according to the law, that is, of their brethren.
See, the other tribes, read.
Though they come out of the loins of Abraham.
You see, you can't get past that. These tithes are for the Levites. These tithes, Melchizedek, he was a what? He was a Levite. Why? Because he was a priest. Abraham knew what he was doing. After the spoils of war, Abraham came back and gave Melchizedek some of the spoils of war. And so I say to you, all Israel, start to understand it and to know and stop letting the church pimp you. Thus says your God, Yahweh. And with that, we say Shabbat, Shalom, and peace to Israel.